SACCOS was established by the government of Rwanda to facilitate Rwandans to access to finance. Was established in 2009, where the financial inclusion was on 21%, and up to date we are at 89% of financial inclusion. The impact is understandable. It's a tremendous impact comparing to the gap between those excluded people from 2008 and the excluded people on financial services today.
It's very interesting that 80% of the people in Rwanda are financially included, like you mentioned, but mismanagement among saving and credit cooperatives is a rampant issue that has been that is frequently raised by the customers or members of these cooperatives. So could you lay out for us the ways you are just putting in place to address this issue?
Among the measures taken to facilitate Mirenge Sacco to progress in the right way is to continue to professionalize the sector by organizing different trainings specific to managers, specific to board of directors, to specific to supervisory committee. But the final solution, which can be helpful, is to computerize those SACCOs, because up to now they are in manual system. It will be helpful to them to easily manage their operation, financial operations, financial product, and financial services.
Could you give us the timeline for these SACCOs to have been computerized?
Thank you. We started this project in 2015 with a company from Kenya, FinTech, and the work supported to be done in 6 months was done in 3 years. Reason why there is a week ago we terminated the contract with them. We found some young who are able, talented to customize the MyForce. It is another software, and I think in 1 year we will have a software which can help those Mirenge Sacco to operate well, to be automated, to be computerized, to facilitate, to simplify the financial operations, and so to go on the digitalization.
All right. Back in 2014, members of cooperatives suggested the creation of a cooperative bank to enhance financial services and operations of SACCOs in the country. Now, how are we with establishing this bank, and why do we need it to begin with?
To manage well those 416 Mirenge SACCOs, we need a good structure, a good governance, and the cooperative bank will be in charge of, first of all, to inject other financial means, financial ways, and refinancing, and also to develop easily different products which meet the needs of the clients, and also it will be also another way to facilitate members and the client in the different regions to respond to their specificities. Otherwise, managing alone every SACCO in every sector, in every region, it will be, it is up to now a hard job. But to simplify the work and to facilitate them to be managed effectively, efficiently, we need a cooperative bank.
So when do we expect this to come into reality?
If from the projection and the roadmap, in 2 years, it will be effective.
So could you highlight some of the numbers. You mentioned some, but I would want you to break them down that can better demonstrate how the SACCOS are meeting their target of enhancing financial inclusion in the country, especially among the rural communities.
As you know, the saving mobilization culture is another strategy to change a mindset of people. And today in Mirenge SACCOS we have 67 billion of saving. And in the rural area, the distance before was 15 kilometers between a bank and a person. And now today, it reduced to 2 kilometers. If you visited the rural area of Rwanda, you will realize that there are some people who invested, who constructed the houses, or who started the small businesses. By now, it's become a big business. From the small investment started working with the Mirenge SACCOS.
Fantastic. For the interest of time, we have to bring this to a close, but before that, could you give us a snapshot of the plans you have in the future with regards to improvement of cooperatives in the country?
By now, we realize that some of unions, federations are not the right mechanisms to manage well the cooperative movement. We would like to see cooperatives managed by their members. We would like to see cooperatives, board of directors, supervisory committee work in the interest of members. This is our wish, and I think within 2-3 years you will see some results from this campaign we started.